Have you ever wondered how some traders are able to make perfect entries and exits within their trades, find where the stock is going to reverse, whether that is to the upside or to the downside, and perfectly capitalize on that? Now, I have the answer for you guys because I have wondered that as well. And the answer for that is going to be support and resistance and key levels. Now, in today's video, we're going to go over support and resistance in full, explain to you guys all that you guys could possibly need to know. And then after that, we will quickly hit on key levels because they are another important factor within the market that will help you guys gain more confidence within your trades and in return will lead to more consistent profitability. Now, I do want to break this down in a quick form video for you guys, but as always, make sure you guys do like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. Let me know what you guys want to see next in the comments down below, whether that is a stock of your choice or another strategy or indicator that you guys want to see explained. But let's go ahead and jump into this video and see what support and resistance is all about. As we do jump over and learn more about the support and resistance, it is very important to note that this is one of the most versatile and easy strategies for you to learn. Now, this strategy can be used on any single time frame, whether that is the 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, etc., or on any single stock, indice, crypto. It can work on absolutely anything related to the stock market. So let's go ahead and jump over to this and take a look at what we should be looking for in our support and resistance. Now, as you guys know, support is where you guys are going to see a stock most likely rebound to the upside, and resistance is where buyers are starting to weaken, and that is where you guys can see that reversal down to the downside. Now, of course, that isn't always going to happen 100%, but this is one of the things that you guys can help give you guys some confluence within your trades, and in return, gain some good, consistent profitability. Now, what I would recommend for you guys if you guys are looking to day trade is I would go onto a 15-minute time frame for whatever stock you're looking at, and I would mark out the highs and the lows of the last week. So as you guys can see here, we have some good highs right here. This is where we could be expecting some resistance where buyers could be weakening. Now, of course, if we were to break above that, that would absolutely go out the window, and now we could look to flip it to support. We'll talk more about that in a minute, but for now, go ahead and draw out the highs and the lows that you guys can find within the week. And as you guys can see here, it is very, very obvious once you guys do kind of get it down. There is some very important things to note, which we will go over. But for now, I would draw out the highs and the lows. And then I would go on a smaller time frame and kind of find out where you guys can see that we can have a little bit of a middle ground here. Where you guys could see maybe we're kind of, consolidating in here. Maybe we haven't decided if we're going up or down. And as you guys can see right here, this is a point that we're at. Either this stock is going to go up and we're going to break these highs, or it's going to go down and we're going to break these lows. One of the two is going to happen eventually, and that is where you guys are going to be looking to make your trade. Now, as you guys can see here, as you as you guys can see here, I actually did take a trade off the low right here. This is where we came down and we found support right here. Then as we did work our way back up, there was some resistance up here, which you guys can actually draw out. And that looks like where SPY is actually at right now. And this is how this would work on a smaller time frame. As I do go over to the 5 minute here, you guys can see that we are trading in this range right here, where we do have our low down here, a high up here, and it gets even more precise in our support and resistance lines. But what you guys would be looking for in a more specific range, if I were looking to day trade, would be something like this. And it's actually playing out very well. I might actually take a trade right here. But you guys can see where we do have our prior resistance and prior resistance right here. It looks like we are flagging and it looks like we could break over this. Now, what you guys are going to be looking to do when you see a pattern like this is you're going to be looking to break your prior resistance and then retest it as support. So you'll come down, break this resistance up here, and then use it as support and then hope for a bounce. Now, obviously, you guys should be using other indicators and other news-based formats to give you guys more confidence within these trades. But this is a very, very easy strategy for you guys to use. And it is very, very, very consistent. As you guys can see here, if I have my support and resistance lines drawn out, and this is my support line right here, just like I said, I took a trade earlier and it absolutely banged. It was around a 20% gain in about 8 minutes. We took our trade right around here and ran it up very, very quickly with our stop loss right below support. And actually made that 28% gain. But if I would have held, it would have been even more. As you guys can see here, as we are breaking right here, I do think that this is going to give us a strong possibility to see what I have drawn out right now. But what you are going to be looking for on a daily time frame if you're day trading, I would definitely switch to the 5 minute time frame. I like to be above the 1 minute because if you are on the 1 minute, there's too much volatility that you're looking at on the screen, and that can be very hard to mentally process. So I would switch over to something like the 5 minute time frame until you're about, most of the way through the day and volatility really starts to pick up. That's where I would use the 1 minute. But like I said, you want to look to break your resistance and flip it to support. Obviously, if I'm looking to go short, what I'd want to do right here is see if we can come all the way down here, break this support, maybe retest it, and then I'll take this trade looking something like this, where you kind of grab your off of the rebound right here, you would look to enter a trade like this. Now, if I were looking for a long, it would end up being something like this, where you'd enter off the retest. And if you are to hold that retest, then I would look to take a long position from there. So these are the two options that you guys kind of have. And this should be very, very simple to understand. Once you are to break a key level or a support and resistance level, whether that is the support side or the resistance side, you want to look for a retest from the other side to where, say, maybe this was some resistance and buyers were kind of, leaving, and you guys were looking to reverse to the other side. And that's what I'm still looking at right now. I definitely still have a bearish bias, but with the stock rallying right now in a nice little flagging formation, I do think that if we are to get a bounce and a retest, that would be a great, great entry for a long position. So this is kind of how it works and simple. This is what I would look for on the 5 minute and 15-minute time frames if you're looking to day trade. But let's go ahead and quickly look at what you guys should be looking at if you guys are long-term traders looking to maybe find a good entry on some shares. Now, I am going to jump over to NVIDIA here on the daily time frame to talk a little bit more about our long-term strategies within support and resistance. Now, as we do come over here to the NVIDIA chart, it is going to be much of the same. You're going to draw out your highs and your lows on a daily or weekly time frame. And then from there, you're going to kind of evaluate where we could be looking to either reverse, whether that is to the upside or to the downside, where you guys would want to grab some shares, or maybe where you guys would want to offload some shares. So this is kind of what I would have briefly drawn out for NVIDIA right here. As you guys can see, we have actually broken our resistance right now. So we're kind of in the, all-time high area where you don't have any resistance because you haven't had anything to test. But for now, it does look very, very great. What I'm expecting right here is going to be another example of a breakout and a retest. I'm expecting NVIDIA to come back down and retest, whether it is something like this, where either we retest this level right here or retest this level. Either way, it is going to be very, very bullish for the stock if we can retest prior highs and from there move up. That would be a great, great sign. And I could guarantee you guys that NVIDIA would see north of $200 by the end of next year if that is to happen. Now, with the way Nvidia is moving, I think that that could easily happen before the end of this year. But taking a look here, if we are to get this nice little retest, I would definitely look to grab some shares, even though that is prior all-time highs. That is still a great entry, especially with a great company like Nvidia. That would be a great risk to reward on this stock. Now, there is a few other things that I would definitely suggest. Like I said, pairing this with other indicators. Right here is maybe an area where you would look and say, hey, maybe we can come back and retest maybe the 618 if we are to break through these support areas, because that doesn't always happen. You can't always hold a support. Maybe we come back down to around 140 and then from there bounce up. Maybe we come all the way back down to the golden zone and from there bounce up. Either way, you guys need to have these levels drawn out. So once you guys do see a price start to reverse from maybe that retest right here, once I see price reversing right here, oh, instantly I'm looking at a long position and I'm saying, wow, this is looking really, really great. Maybe I'll take it right here. If we come all the way down here, I'll take the trade just like this and then run that up for my Fibonacci extension, whether that takes me up to 196.42 where I have it drawn out, or whether that takes me up to $300, $400. Either way, it is a very, very great strategy for you guys, and it is very, very simple to understand. And this is where I'd be looking to take an entry on something like NVIDIA or any other stock within the market. Draw out your highs, draw out your lows, and it is very, very easy for you guys to stay more consistent within your trading, understand where a stock could be headed, so that when that big move does occur, you're not blown away. You have your levels, whether that is a move to the upside or to the downside. You understand that where the stock is going to be headed. Right here, I see if we break $140 of resistance, there's a strong possibility we can head back down. And I could be targeting something as low as $96.39. And if we are to retest these highs and hold it as support, I would be looking to target something closer to around $200, like I said earlier. Now, either way, this is a great strategy for you guys, and it is very, very easy to implement this strategy into some other indicators like you guys may have. Just like I showed you guys with, even the Fibonacci retracement, we could be taking a look and see how accurate this is to some of the other things. Looking that we have some support right here, and this is also where our 382 is. We have support right here, which is also where our 0.236 is. And then also, if we are to break all of this support right here, we could head down, and this would be another support level right here at our 618 retracement. Now, like I said, a lot of great things to look at here, and this can be used on any single time frame, any single stock, indice, ETF, or even crypto. But this is going to be a quick overview of our support and resistance. So let's go ahead and quickly hit on key levels and then wrap up this video. Now, when we do take a look at key levels here, it is about the same rules as support and resistance, just a little bit more specific. And I like to use it specifically on support areas because a lot of times, if you're picking a good company, that resistance isn't going to last as long as the support should. Now, taking a look at Google on the weekly time frame here, I do want to draw out my key level right here, which is going to be very, very obvious once I do draw it out. And you guys can see how obvious this is. Prior resistance right here, we saw a nice drawdown in around 2022. And then as we do work our way up, we are now using this as killer support. So as it was resistance here at around $140 to $150, we draw all the way back down. We find resistance yet again. And then once we do break it, it is now one of our stronger points of support for the stock. I don't see Google ever going below $150 again, really $140. But nonetheless, I do expect this stock to continue going up. And every single time that I have seen an opportunity in this box right here, I have bought Google. And since then, it has been absolutely killing it for me. As you guys can see, if you buy it every single time within this box, you would honestly have an average around $140. And right now, you would see a 26, 28% gain. And then even from our last little run up right here, you guys would see a even larger gain up around 40% if you guys were just to buy at these key levels. And you guys can see it's not like you're buying at these key levels and waiting forever. If you're buying at key levels, the price should reverse within the next few weeks or even a few months. Now, this is a great sign for a long-term stock when you guys are able to see prior resistance get held so well, and then now it's getting held so well as support. That is, really good to see, especially from a growing company like Google that is bringing in an insane amount of money from all the revenue streams that they possibly have. Now, this isn't the only example that I could have. Now, I do also want to look at Palantir here on the daily time frame because this was another great opportunity that a lot of people missed out on. Now, obviously, we don't have much resistance on Palantir, and it hasn't really been used at all because the stock just breaks through the resistance the next day, and as we know, it just goes up. But as you guys can see here, we actually did see a top of around 126 and then went all the way back down to around $60. Saw about a 50% trend within this company, and we saw a lot of people pass up on this company even after running almost 2000% in like 2 years. Now, this is kind of where I would draw out my key level for Palantir. This is where I'd be looking to add yet again. Now, another area you could be looking to add right here would be something like this. If we are able to hold this as support yet again, which is what is looking like it's happening, as you guys can see, prior resistance, now new support, and we're working our way off of this, just barely tapping this box right here and then continuing higher. Same right here, prior support or prior resistance, then we move past it, use it as support, and move on. And if you guys were to buy from this bottom box right here, even though the price has gone over 200 or 2000% gain in the last couple years, you guys would still see almost a 120% return from just buying the dip about 3 months ago. Now, like I said, key levels and support and resistance are one of the easier and more versatile strategies that you guys can implement into your trading game. But in my opinion, it is one of the most important trading strategies that you guys could possibly have. And with its versatility and ease of use, I think that every single trader should be implementing both key levels and support and resistance within their trading game. Now, if you guys were able to find anything of use within this video, anything at all, please let me know in the comments down below if you guys enjoyed this. Drop a like and join our free Discord, which is linked in the description down below. We're quickly approaching 1,000 subscribers, and as we do, I do want to let you guys know that once we do hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll be giving out 3 lifetime premium memberships to our users. So jump over there, enter that giveaway, and I'll see you guys in the next one.